Continuing on my video series of gear, the KE-17, the other guitar Helm sent me. I've since cleaned this thing up. For a while it had a certain company sucks written across the back. Since then I've pretty well cleaned it up, and it's cleaned up its act quite a bit too. Let's start with the guitar. It's a cheap entry-level guitar made by K. Their Oriental division, not the new reissue K type thing. This is a cheapie, super cheap. This is the kind of guitar you go into a record store and buy it. They sell to like impressionable teenagers who want to learn how to play guitar. Learn how to play guitar in 5 minutes with this DVD video and this high-quality, handcrafted electric guitar from the sweatshops of China. Yeah, that's kind of the kind of guitar this is. Let's go over the specs. Plywood body. It's got a single humbucker route back here, big enough that I could put a Fender wide range or another type of humbucker in there. I've got a volume and tone control, single volume and tone. Very microphonic. I can talk through my amplifier with this thing. It's got a candy apple red finish, which you can't tell is candy apple red because the metal flake is too fine. Wears off really easily. 4-bolt neck, standard neck plate like they use on all the cheapies from overseas. The pickguard's aged to this cream color. It's got another one of those horrible top loader Strat flat hardtail bridges on it. This one's even worse because it has the intonation screws are too long. So when you adjust the intonation, you move the saddles back, it starts poking into the string and pushing down on the string, which can lead to broken strings. Hence why I don't like the bridge design on this, so it's probably going to get something different in the future. Fretboard and neck, it's a maple neck, rosewood fretboard, 22 frets, plastic dot inlays. Very chunky neck profile, but it seems to be very skinny at the same time. Very well set up too. It's got very low action for what it is. I mean, this thing plays silky smooth and easy, which is shocking for a guitar of this cost and this quality. It's got the butt ugliest headstock ever made, though. I mean, and this headstock shows one of the guitar's problems. The 6 on the plate tuners, which are about as responsive as a corpse. I mean, tuning this thing is a chore, but once it gets in tune, thankfully it stays in tune. Also, little plastic grommet parts here fall out when you restring it. Another problem that has, the input jack isn't too secure, so sometimes it'll wobble and it'll rattle against the insides of the shielded cavities and make my amp make racket like that. So that's pretty much it. You can tell it's microphonic because you can hear me tapping on the pickup. Clean, it just sounds like a Tele or a Strat in the bridge position. So now you get to see the pitiful excuse of tuning that. You see how much I had to turn that thing? God. So yeah, it's got very much a twangy sound, clean. This crunch tones kind of, you know. Kind of reminds me of early Paul Dean, you know, Loverboy. Fully gained up, nice and chunky. Big saving grace on this guitar is its controls. I mean, you can just change the sound drastically using the volume and tone controls and change a playing technique. It's kind of the beauty of this guitar is it really makes effective use of all the controls it has if you know how to do it, you know. So I get more of a humbucker sound by rolling down the tone control some of the way. There's tone all the way down, tone all the way up, tone all the way down, tone all the way up. So tone on this is quite useful. Volume. Definitely a kind of guitar I actually could get along with in a single channel amp situation. There are some things about it that I don't like. The tuners being one of them, the bridge being the other, the flimsy electronics being another, and the microphonic pickup being the other. But then I don't really intend on using this live. This is mostly just a beater guitar I keep around the house, you know, or something I would like drag off to the park or something. Not really a serious studio instrument, though I might use it as such eventually. I like the neck, the way the neck feels. Don't like the headstock. That's pretty much all I really have to say about it. There's not a whole lot going on with this guitar. I did shield it, so it is properly shielded against noise. It's one reason why it's so clean, so good sounding when it's clean. Sounds pretty good, you know. Funny thing about this instrument, actually, I'm finding, is when I pick this thing up to play it, I have a hard time putting it down, and I don't understand why. I mean, there's really nothing too spectacular to it, but, you know, it's one of those great mysteries of life. Go figure.